And good morning and welcome to Touch Base Daily. My name is Ron Foster and I'm touching base with you as I always do, Monday through Friday. And this is our new season and our new time. Yes, season two. We are now in season two. Can you believe season one has gone by? Season two has started and we are now at a new time, 10 o'clock in the morning. It is morning. I know some folks probably, I may not even have anyone here with me today. So far, no one's here, but that's okay. I'm here and you are here, and we're going to still go on with the conversation. Today is our Touch Base Daily. And we are also, today is our, what is it? What is it? It's Tuesday. So you know what that means. It's Tip Tuesday. So we'll be talking about photography tips today. And that's what we do on Tuesdays. Tuesdays is photography tips or tips that can enhance your business or your career or your creative space. Okay. And the subject for today, let me just get that up for you, is how we can use the camera. What's that? Should I say it? Let's say it again. How we can use the camera we already have. So what's going on, folks? Amparo's in the building. Yes. Amparo is here. Yes, it's just you and me, doll. It's you and me. She said, I'm here. Yes. and it's and it wouldn't be a morning without Amparo saying grand rising. So guys, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope all is well. And yeah, it's a new day. Nothing really going on in the news. There is, but I just don't. I mean, nothing really major. We have Biden's son that his court cases today, and we have Trump acting crazy as usual, and we have what else is going on in the world today. We had Dr. Fauci. They were grilling him on Capitol Hill yesterday. So yes, but let's talk about local. Let's talk about local. Yes. Empire says, so Photoville. Photoville for all those that one is, if you've never heard of Photoville, it is an incredible, incredible exhibition that takes place every year in New York City under the Brooklyn Bridge. And it is a I should say multiple levels. I think it's 85 photographer, 85 collections, 85 exhibitions, 85 photographers. I do believe the number is 85 that are involved in Photoville. And you will see photos from everywhere. So when I leave here today, I'll be running to go on duty. I am on duty today at Photoville. So I will be there from 11:30 to 6:30. I will be at the information desk. You will find me at the information desk helping out and whatever else needs to be done. So it requires people coming in and helping out and being supportive of what they're doing. But Photoville is dedicated to exhibition, giving community, giving focus, giving salute to photographers from all over the globe are represented there. It is so cool. Again, you can let me just take you there. Let me just share. I've learned now how to share my screens from yesterday's. That's the good thing about going live every day. People say, Ron, how do you do it? What's good about going live every day is that there's an incredible learning curve, and you continue to learn as you do, but you have to keep doing it over and over again because you do it every day. So that's what's really cool about it. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to share. So if you go to my page on right where you are right now on YouTube, you see a lot of stuff going on here. Now, my neighbors or the folks just riding around with their loud cars, forgive the sound of the background of New York City. But hold on. Can y'all hear that? Can y'all hear that? I am on the 15th floor. And anyway, it's New York. What? It's New York. So anyway, let me get back on track here. So when I am on the move around the city, you will see that my thumbnails are yellow. So these are my thumbnails that are yellow when I am out and about and around town. Oh, you said nope, can't hear it. Oh, that's great. So that means the mics are doing well. The mic and the headset are doing well. I mean, it has noise cancellation. And so if you see the yellow tabs, like you go in here and you see all of my lives, you'll click on here, click on lives, and you'll see all the list of what's coming and all the stuff that I've done, and then all the stuff that was shown while I was away. But now we're in a new season, so I'm adding some new colors here. But if you want to see the Photoville lives that I was able to record, I hope I didn't breach anything, but I did. I recorded, and so you can get, like, for instance, like the panel discussions that were happening at Photoville. For instance, here, can I see here?
People be standing in a
I think you might be able to hear this now that we have the tab. So, but you'll see that they're talking about panel discussion. I want to erase that. But also, there was the one that I really love, and for all the photographers out there that are going to be hanging out with the election, like I will be photographing, I'm sure, the elections, and they had an amazing course given by CPJ, I think it's CPJ, and let me see if I can find that right here. Photoville day 1 conversation, day 2. Here it is. How to be safe. Here it goes. How to be safe for visual journalists of Photoville, and it's also talking about the elections and everything. So they're all listed here. They're all right here for you. If you would like to see them, check them out. You will learn so much. I learned a lot about police tactics, how they organize, how they disperse into the crowd, how they manage the crowd, what we should be wearing as photographers, what where we should be standing, what colors should we be wearing. It was amazing. It was so informative. Every one of these seminars that Photoville and put on was so informative. So check it out, look at it. I guarantee you will learn something from this. And I also have some of the walking tours. I will also share more. I'll film today. I will walk around and just give highlights of some of my favorite containers, and then just make videos along the way every day that I'm in Photoville. I will be on location in the Brooklyn location today and Thursday. Okay, so that's good. I get to get all those preliminaries out the way. And meanwhile, while I was doing that, it looks like some folks have walked into the room. They are getting adjusted to our new time. 10 o'clock is where we meet every day now in our new season, season 2. This is episode 2 of season 2. And let me just pop this off, okay? And I want to say a big hello to Serena. Serena's in the building. She says hello and grand rising, everyone. Bryson's in the building. He came in really quick, and I didn't get a chance to say while I was obviously sharing. Apparel says, wait, we can't talk about the 6 feet rule being made up. Dr. Fauci, nope, we're not doing politics today. We're going to do politics on Thursday, but no politics today, because I want to just keep you guys informed, and then we're going to go right into the lesson, because I cannot go overtime, because I need to run out of here and then run to Photoville and take on my shift to help out. I see in here, Aya is in the building. She says grand rising. Look at this. Amparo, you have spread a new for this community. There's several people saying grand rising. Good morning, Ron and TBD folks. Okay, love it, love it. I love it. I see in here, Serena says, I'm waiting for my plant baby to come home this morning. Had to send her to the nursery for some TLC. She's going to look like Ron's plants. And that's great. I love plant. Who's a plant mom in the building? Who's a plant dad in the building? I'm a plant dad. I love my plants. As you can see, they keep great oxygen in the room, and they make for a nice backdrop while I'm speaking. Tom is in the building. Thomas is in the Mr. Morris is in the building. So good to see you. And Day Seva is in the building. Hello, Ron, she says. And Serena says, we can't hear the noise. Great mic. Excellent. I love it. This mic was worth the purchase. Tom says, nice and early. I've got a few minutes before I have to go to work. So 10 o'clock is the time. So that means West Coast is 7 o'clock. So we got the span of 10 o'clock to 7 o'clock. So that means people are going their way to work, getting up 10 o'clock. So I want to move it back so that way we have more time when we get really heated into some conversations. I want to be able to do extension. And so that was also one of the reasons to move it earlier. And also I like starting my day early. So I will start much earlier, which is now 10 o'clock. Okay. And Tom says, I relocated my philodendrons to a better location yesterday. Yeah. There you go. All the plant lovers in the building. And who else is in here? Tom says, good to see you. Who's and Paro says, I have a black thumb. I have a black thumb, she says. Hey, the girls club is in the building. Good morning. Good morning, Ron, she says, and chat. So all you great folks in this wonderful community, I love you all. So good to have y'all here. But are y'all ready to do some learning? Before we go into learning, I'm going to do some promotions. How about that? Just so you'll know also, let me turn this tab over so you'll know where this is coming from. So if you want to, let me just change this over. Sorry, let me remove that. And how do I change it? Okay, I gotta just remove from the stage. And then I'm going to stop screen. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to add it again. Here we go. Add to the screen again, presentation. Okay, here we go. I wanted to share with you guys where this is coming from. So if you're wondering, like, where can I get all this information? Because I'm going to be talking about photography today. So today's photography tips, as we do on Tuesdays. But you probably say, where can I get all the information? Well, there's a little clincher in here of how you can get this information. One is I have a Patreon community for those that don't know. And the Patreon community helps support what I do here coming on here every day does take time out of my regular workflow, but this has become now my workflow. And the Patreon folks, they pay for this to happen. They contribute to make this happen. So how I reward my Patreon folks is I will have classes, or I will have special little things. Like at the end of the month, everyone that's a paid Patreon member is going to have a free download. Last year we did it 3 times, but this year we're only going to do it twice. It'll be end of June and end of December. So we'll do a free download for all of our Patreon members who support this community. But included in that is when I am putting together these lessons, I really go all in. So I put them in. They're all located right here. You're going to have everything to this lesson. The topic today is how we can use the camera we already have. It's right there. Everything I'm going to be talking about is right in there. It is for the paid members only. Okay. So some things for those that are non-paying members, I'll send some things once in a while, but this is definitely for the paid members. So make sure if you're interested, that's how I give back to my community, because they are the ones that keep this going. So thank you for my Patreon community. You make this happen every single day, and I am very happy to serve you. Also, speaking of Patreon community, on the third Thursday of this month, we will be having our class. That is on the 20th. So that is another announcement. Should I put that announcement up there? Let me get that announcement up there real quick. Patreon Basic Photography 101 Q&A session. So that's what we'll be doing on Thursday, June 20th at 8:30 p.m. You'll get the link. It will be on our right here on this StreamYard, but it will be in a private chat, so that way you guys can have slide presentation and everything and have conversation. It is going to be a free, kind of like a freestyle class where you can come with your questions and I will try to answer them. Okay, so if you have questions that you want to know about your photography, how to become better at your photography, please put them on a paper for our Q&A on Thursday the 20th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, our Q&A session. Okay, I think I got all of this house, how we call it, house attending stuff. And also one more thing, I want to say thank you to everyone in this community who supported our GoFundMe Information High School Graduate Fundraiser. We came up with $1,500 for the students this year. Last year we came up with $400. This year we came up with $1,500. So those students are going to go to their proms this week. Literally this week, they're going to their proms and they will be picking up their yearbooks. And so we were able to help those wonderful students. Thank you so much for those that contribute to the GoFundMe Information High School Graduate Fundraiser. That was awesome. You guys made it happen. This community is the giving community. This community is always not thinking about themselves and really thinking about others. That's why I love you guys, because birds of a feather flock together. That's what we're about here. So thank you guys for supporting. Yeah, that's right, Serena. $1,500 we raised this year with all of the people between this community, my Facebook community, Instagram community, my LinkedIn community, all the people that support me and that know me, that in my communities, came up with the $1,500 to support the kids. So that's great. Hey, Elise is in the building. What's going on, Elise? Good morning. Good morning. Okay. I think, did I get everybody? Mimi's in the building. Mimi Hinton is in the building. I love that name. Mimi Hinton. Whoa, that's a strong name. That's a beautiful name. Not that not that the other names aren't, but it just, sometimes you hear a name and it's like, ooh, step back. Okay. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start our class. Class is now in session. So this is Tip Tuesday. And on Tip Tuesday, we talk photography. And today we are talking about how we can use the camera we already have. Now, how did this topic come up? It kind of like slipped in as I every time I go to a workshop, every time I go to a seminar, every time I go to a photo walk, or every time I'm on a photo walk and someone sees my pictures and they go, "Oh my God, that picture is great. What camera are you using?" And in my head, I go, that's not the question you should be asking. The reason why people get so caught up in the technicals, and it really is how we can use the camera we already have. me see. Okay, here we go. Also, here we go. Use the camera you already have. Why mastery trumps machinery? Why mastery, meaning your knowledge of the craft of photography, overrides the mechanicals of your devices, whether it be your smartphone or your Canon or your Nikon, your Fuji, your Leica, all these brands are out there. All these different types of cameras are out there. There are hundreds and hundreds of cameras to choose from. And that's not including the ones of the cameras past. There are all kinds of cameras in the world, right? And every camera or different cameras or different brands give you just a somewhat of a nuance of a look. Some of them, depending on the style, like you do know the difference between a film camera versus a digital camera. They give you a slight different look. But let's read on. In the world of photography, there's a common misconception that the key to capturing stunning images lies in owning the latest and most expensive camera gear. However, the truth is far more liberating. The best camera is the one you already have. How many times have you heard me say this? We've had classes before, we've had talks before, and that is one of the things I learned when I first started in photography. The best camera is the one you already have. Now, I've been to exhibitions like Photoville. I have been a part of many platforms like 500px, IM, which is EYEEM, Flickr, online communities on Facebook. And you will see a lot of photos. But then if you know some of the individuals, some of these photos are taken with the basics of camera. The basics of the camera, the cameras that are not technical at all, not new, old. I'll never forget being at Photoville one year, and they had a big exhibition. This woman was wearing a beautiful blue garment with a head covering, and it was a story of women in Nigeria, and the photos were gorgeous, and she took them with a basic old camera. As a matter of fact, it wasn't even what you call the camera. She took it with one of the early devices of cell phones. Her exhibition was taken by phone. And guess what? It was featured in National Geographic. Her story was not only in Photoville, but it was featured in National Geographic. And she used her cell phone. Where am I going with this, guys? First of all, how many of you like photography in the room? If you love photography, give me a thumbs up. And I'm going to ask you one more question after that. How many of you use your smartphones to take photos? How many of you use your smartphone to take photos? Mimi says she does. I see Mimi. Mimi's on the board. She's on the board. Mimi's on the board. Serena says, I love photography. Aya says, yes, both 2 thumbs up. Nice. Yeah. How many of you are you love photography and you use your smartphone? Don't underestimate the power of your smartphone. There you go. Serena says, I do with my smartphone. Your smartphone is so powerful. Elise, thumbs up to Elise. And you know what's to kind of like put this in perspective as we go we're going to start going through some of the other parts of the lesson, is think about some of the greatest photos you've seen and you saw they were printed on a magazine 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago. And when you see that image today, you still love it. And you will look at it and you'll say, oh my gosh, this photo is amazing. Yet that photo is 50 years old. Guess what? There were no smartphones around. There were no digital cameras around. No. Even the latest of film cameras weren't around. And yet they were capturing photos that are amazing to our eyes today. So when people get so excited about the technicals, I go, you're really wasting your time. You're really wasting your time trying to keep up with the Joneses. Oh, I got the new, D-96, whatever. Right? Tom says, wow, yep, I get caught out sometimes without my camera. So yes, my photos work. My phone works. There you go. Okay, let's go to the next one. I got my time here. Okay, I'm good. Creative vision over hardware precision. The essence of photography is not found in the complexity of equipment, but in the creative vision of the photographer. It's about seeing the extraordinary in the ordinary, capturing emotions and telling stories through imagery. The camera is merely a tool that records your perspective. Isn't that interesting? You can have 20 photographers in the same space, seeing the same thing, and all 20 will come back to you with a whole nother look. Every photo will be different. No one will take the photo the same way. Every photographer, all 20 photographers, it's almost a guarantee. Every single photographer will take and capture that subject in its unique perspective. Because why? There's only one you. Can I say that again? There is only one you. When you get ready to click that button, right? When you get ready to line it up, first of all, you already have the image in your head, right? You already said, I like what I'm seeing. I want to make this photo. And you have the image in your head. And now you have the skill set to make the photo how you see it in your head with your tool called the camera, right? The camera is merely the tool, but what's in your head is your experience, the way you see the world, the way you've experienced the world, the folks that you've seen in the past, the work that you've seen in the past, the artwork that you've taken in, the other photographers' works that you love. Everyone comes to the table with a different perspective. That's what makes photography so cool, because some folks say, oh, the Brooklyn Bridge was photographed 1 million times. Why would I take the picture of the Brooklyn Bridge? Guess what? You are not everyone else. And you're going to take the picture differently than all the rest that came before you. So, isn't that encouraging? Isn't that kind of like really, doesn't that kind of like take the weight off of you saying, I got to be like everybody else? What makes everyone, all the famous photographers are famous because they're not like everybody else. If you were trying to be like everybody else, then your photos would just be like, eh. So I'm just saying, I can't tell you what to do. I can only give you suggestions. Next one, knowledge of camera settings. It is so important. The real game changer understands the intricacies of camera settings, such as your aperture, your shutter speed, and your ISO. It's crucial. I have my student that I'm working with right now. We'll be in class with her. I'll be in class with her tomorrow. And the three things we had to really nail down: aperture with f-stops, right? The shutter speed and the ISO. That little triangle for all the photographers out there, the triangle where one is adjusted, the other changes, and you got to make those adjustments. Every adjustment affects the other point of the triangle, right? Also, these settings are the building blocks of photography, affecting exposure, depth of field, and motion blur. Mastering them allows you to manipulate light and composition, turning an average shot into a masterpiece. Right? If you know how to add the light right, or to make this more shadowy, or to make this more grainy, you control it all by knowing these three basics. And it's not about the camera. It's about your ability to adjust those three main elements of your building block, the foundation of your photography: your aperture, your shutter speed, your ISO, and learning how to manipulate them. Tom says something. Tom says, and in the center of the triangle is you. Can I get, what, remember we used to go to the poetry readings? Poetry readings? Thank you, Tom. Absolutely. That's our Fifi. Fifi's in the building. Okay, next slide. Here we go. The art of composition. The art of composition. Composition is an art form in itself. The rule of thirds. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago right? We talked about that. Also, leading lines. And if you've been in my classes, Patreon community, we talked about leading lines. Framing. How you frame. You never seen, like in the old movies? The old movies, you see the director. He takes up his hand and he's got the line going here and got the line going here. And what is he doing? He's framing. He's framing the shot before he clicks the button. And symmetry are concepts that can transform a photograph, right? Balancing your photo. Someone's more to the right and then to the left. And someone's on this lower center of the thirds or above 2/3. So you may have a row of trees going down the center and the individual in the middle. And there's symmetry on both sides. And there's lots of compositions. There's lots of theories of composition. And the more you learn, the more you know. The more you learn, the more you know, the more you can create. That's right. Say, where's my girl? Say, use that grid. We talked about that. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Use the grid. It always helps me. I still use the grid. I use the grid every time. One of my friends was like, you use a grid? They made my students. Hope she's not listening. My student was like, I can't use the grid. It throws me off. I was like, no, that's because you're not using it right. I said, but your homework is to use the grid. I don't want you to not use the grid. Now, once you become experienced with your camera, you can play around with you can do what you want because you'll pretty much imagine the grid. And I technically don't need the grid. I like the grid. The reason why I like the grid is one is because I'm getting older. And because how I see is changing as I get older. And so having the grid allows me to balance out my frame, to be able to see the horizon correctly, to see the straight lines of the building. Those grid lines help me. Age is a factor. Or some of us may be wearing glasses since we were children. We need the grid. All in favor of the grid. Give me hands up. All in favor of the grid. Yes, right. Thank you. Tom says, I posted a fun leading line creation on Instagram yesterday. Love it. And the rule of thirds and the golden ratio. I love those grids. Yes, use your tools. But guys, it really comes down to you understanding composition. Okay, here we go to the next slide. Post-processing, the unsung hero. There we go. Long the grid. Mimi says, the grid. Yes. And Tom says, love leading lines. Okay, there we go. So here we go. The unsung hero. In the digital age, post-processing plays a pivotal role. Tools like Lightroom and Photoshop can enhance colors, adjust contrast, and correct imperfections. The ability to refine an image post-capture is as important as the initial click of the shutter. Guys, when you talk to some of the older dudes in photo and older women in photography, because I have, and I say, I learned from them in all those little workshops and seminars I've been to, is you must see the finished work before you click the button. So what does that mean? Many of the photographers you see, they do what's called post-processing. Most of us don't just click and then hand the photo off because the camera cannot see all things. Can I say that again? The camera cannot see all things. It doesn't show all things. Some cameras sometimes miss shadows. Sometimes cameras miss light. Sometimes there's a mix. And so how the camera sees it is not, the camera is not equivalent to the eyeball. Our eyeballs see depth of field, layers. We can see so much with our eyeballs. But the camera does not operate like our eyeballs. It's getting better. It's getting closer. But we need to go in and bring up the shadows because the camera couldn't get it. Or we need to take down the light a little bit, the highlight, just kind of like those things that are a little light, got to bring them down a little bit. Post-processing. some tools out there. You go, here it is, Lightroom, Photoshop, and there's many more. I always talk to my students or my online family, Patreon community. Snapseed is another great smartphone app for editing your photos. People say, Ron, do you post your photos without processing? 99.9% of the time, I am fixing up my photos before I post them. Right? However, I photograph. I try to get everything in the click of the button. Everything I can possibly get. I try to make sure it's all done in one shot. So I have less to edit at the end. Okay? There you go. You see here. I enjoy. Okay, good. We got that. It's clean. Hey, it says she's talking about our past classes. I enjoy using the grid and cleaning your camera lens. That's right. We talk about that. Next one. Here we go. Look at my time schedule here. Okay, we're good. Okay, the next one is the journey of learning. Guys, this is the best one. Photography is a journey of continuous learning. Workshops, online tutorials, and practice are invaluable. Each photograph you take is a lesson in itself, offering insights into what works and what doesn't. People say, how do you get better? I say, shoot, shoot, shoot. Do you know where that came from? Omar. When I first started my photographic journey, my photography journey, Omar said, shoot, shoot, shoot. Keep shooting. That's how you get better. And it's true. Because when I first started my journey as a photographer, the first thing I did is every day go out with my camera and shoot while I was learning. And then when I got on that plane and I head for my first personal assignment to South Africa, the South African region, I photographed every day, all day, for 3 months straight. And that's what made me a better photographer, because you start to become one with your camera, whether it's your smartphone or your digital camera or your point and shoot. You become one with that camera because you begin to understand its capabilities. So shoot, 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 and enjoy the learning process. You got YouTube. You have folks like myself, Seth, who you met yesterday. The list goes on. There's so many people, the Lightroom folks, all those folks at Adobe, all the folks at Nikon, all the folks at Canon, all the folks at Leica. There's workshops all over. And if you live in New York City, we are truly blessed because we have lots of free workshops that we can go to. Adorama, B&H, Sony stores. Yeah. Go out. Keep learning. Keep learning. Next, in conclusion, investing in expensive gear without developing the necessary skills is like buying a high-performance car without knowing how to drive it. Hello? Hey, Chris is in the building. Our brother Chris is in the building. Season 2 of Touch Base Daily. Hello, fam. Investing in expensive gear without developing the necessary skills is like buying a high-performance car without knowing how to drive it. Like when you give your kid a new car, you don't give a kid a new car you don't give them the BMW. You don't give them the Mercedes. You don't give them the Porsche. No. No, nothing against the Volkswagen or the Toyotas, but you give them a little car, little Toyota, little hatchback, something old and used, so they can keep learning. They're continually learning how to drive that car. You don't mind getting the scratches on it. You don't mind if that car gets a little beat up, right? It's the same thing in photography. Do you know, after all the years in photography, 2021 was the first time that I bought a brand new camera. When I first started, I had all used equipment. My lenses were used. I went to Adorama and went and got used equipment. My camera bodies were all used and also bought from others. My first one I bought when I went to Africa, I bought from Omar, a D3 that carried me nicely through my journey through Africa and photographing. It was an old D3. And then later on, and some time, I came back. And like you heard Seth say yesterday in our little video from yesterday's Touch Base Daily, I bought Seth's D810. He was like, "Ron, I'm going to get a new camera." I said, "Oh, I'm selling mine." I said, "Really? I'll buy it." Guess what, guys? It's not about the bells and whistles of all the new stuff. If you learn how to shoot with the older equipment, you'll be better when you get the new equipment. As in, you'll know how to use it and work it. But guys, your skills are going to come from that old stuff. That's right. The older cameras where you have to make sure you make your adjustments. Everything is not automatically done. Everything's not digitally enhanced. So get out there, invest in the experience and not in the expenses of gear. Okay. What time is it? I see my time. Okay, cool. So guys, if you are interested in me, I say this, I always got to do this because some folks ask me this and they send me texts. And let me see do I have it up here? I think I thought I did. Yes, here we go. If you are interested in learning how to photograph, I will teach you. If you want that, I do teach photography. I have students. I've had students, and my students are very happy when I teach them because I go at their speed. I teach them at their speed. We get together each week or as their calendar permits because most of my students are all working professionals. So they can't just come out to a class every Tuesday or every Monday or every Wednesday. They need me to work with them with their schedule. If you need that kind of help and assistance, hit me up, DM me, reach out to me. We can set something up. I do visual basic photography, and I also do advanced. If you're in New York, we do one-on-ones if you want to do that too. So there you have it, right there. Photograph your world, visual basic photography 101. You can join me with that. And again, did I forget something? Did I forget something? I certainly did. Here we go. Like, if you enjoyed this class today, Touch Base Daily Tip Tuesday, like, subscribe, and share. How many learned something today? How many of you learned what? If you learned one thing, put it in the whatever it is. I like that when I was at these workshops, they always say at the end, tell me what you learned. One thing. Now I know it takes a little bit to type, a little bit, but it always helps me to help you better. So what's the point of me coming here every day? It's not for me. It's for us. It's for you. Oh, I see. Thank you, Serena. You are an amazing teacher. I learned so much being here. There you go. What did you learn, Serena? Give me something tangible. Give me something tangible. What did you learn today? Mimi sends the applause. Thank you, Mimi. Make sure though, like, Hit that like button. The algorithms love the likes. And share this with your friends. Share this video with your family. Share this with your sons, your daughters that want to learn photography. Share this with them. Share them. Everybody's on YouTube, right? Share this video. I think they will learn something. I think I continue, every time I put one of these lessons together, I learn more. Yeah. We never know too much. Photography, like we just talked about, is a continual journey of learning. There you go, Serena. Don't run out and buy the latest and greatest. Buying used is just fine. There you go. That's right. Buying used is sufficient. There you go. Mimi has her hands up. Excellent Tuesday tips. Long live the grid. I love it. Thank you. And also start out with what you have. That's right. That's the title, right? Your camera that you have is enough, whether it be a smartphone, old camera, it is enough to get great pictures. You just got to spend time with it and learn how to use it. Mimi says, I learned to use what I have. I don't need anything new. And you confirmed. Check mark. There you go. There you go. That's how we roll. That's how we roll. Think about how many people save money doing this, right? Anyway, it's 10:52. Guys, you can catch the replay of this at Indie Soup Media, which I'm so proud of our wonderful Dr. Tachi. She's reached 12.1 thousand subscribers. So check this out. You catch the replay. But guys, pass this on. Again, like I said, like, subscribe. It makes all the difference. And thank you so much for joining me today. You guys are awesome. I cannot wait. Tomorrow is Wednesday, so you know what we do, Wisdom Wednesday. But tomorrow we're going to do something different. We have no guests because I wanted to ease in to this week. So I did not ask any guests to come on for this week. So it will just be you and I, but we're going to have a lot of fun because guess what? You're going to be the guest. So I want to be able to put this open to you guys tomorrow, and all of you can come on. All of you can come on and share. We're just going to have a good time tomorrow, just chatting, talking. It's called Water Talk Wednesday. So we're just going to be Water Cooler Talk Wednesday tomorrow. And we're just going to chill out, have a good time. And also let everyone know that we are now at 10 o'clock every day in our new season 2. Season 2, episode 2. This was wonderful. Thank you, guys. And I guess I have to say goodbye because I got to get out of here. I got to go to work. I got to go to work at Photoville. So, guys, if you see me, if you want to come down to Photoville, come down and support, and come on, hang out with me and hang out with the folks at Photoville later. I'll be there from 11:30 to 6:30 today. Okay, guys, I will talk to you later. And I think, am I getting my little banners ready? Here we go. My outro's ready. And guys, stay focused. Stay focused. That's the word at the end of these meetings. Stay focused and make it a great week.